Xtar not only makes battery chargers, but they've gotten into the USB hub style chargers. Today I'm taking a look at the Xtar EU4, a 4-port charger with one USB-C, two USB 2.4 amps, and a USB Quick Charge 3.0 charging slot, and an LCD. This charger can put out a maximum of 64 watts, and thanks to Xtar for sending this to me to take a look at. So here is the packaging that the charger comes in. It's a white retail box. It has a nice picture of the charger itself there. It tells you some of the headline features: 64 watt, 4-port, USB-C and QC3. On the back you've got the specs, features, and an anti-counterfeit sticker here that you scratch off. I will insert a photo of the specs here. As far as what the charger comes with, it's pretty basic. You get the charger itself, a little manual, and the power cable. One of the nice things about this charger is the power cable is standard. This is a common connector used on laptop chargers, some camera chargers, all types of things. So if you wanted to use this internationally, you could just put a different cable on or use the socket adapters. The charger here itself is made from a soft touch plastic that's matte in color. It doesn't fingerprint like gloss plastic does, but it does show any oils or moisture that's on your fingers. In my opinion, this is better than gloss plastic because it doesn't show scratches. On the very bottom of the charger here, you get the different output and input specs. This is 120, 240 volt, 50, 60 hertz. So this is capable of international, as I was mentioning before. And outputs here, you can read. This is really the business end of the charger here. You've got all your different ports. On the top, you've got Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0 in orange. Pretty easy to tell which one that is. You've got your two standard 2.4 amp ports here. And below that, you've got your USB Type-C. The charger itself here is fairly rectangular. You've got a hard edge, you've got a rounded edge, and then this edge is rounded here. On the back, it's just plain nothing. So as I was mentioning, this is rated for 120, 240 volts at 50, 60 hertz, so it's great for travel or international use. Power output depends on what port you're using and what combination. As I mentioned, the charger has one QC3 port, two 2.4 amp ports, and one USB-C PD port. So if using the USB Quick Charge port, you can either use the USB-C here at the bottom, or you can use these 2.4 amp ports, but not Quick Charge 3 and the USB-C at the same time. So I've got all 4 ports plugged in here. I've got QC3 recharging a battery bank that I've got. I've got 2 little USB lights for on the 2.4 amp ports, and I've got the USB-C recharging my laptop here. And most of my stuff's kind of charged right now, so we're not drawing a ton of power, but I'll put in some power graphs here. If using the QC3 port, you can only use the USB-C or these 2.4 amp ports. So right now, I'm in the 2.4 amp port mode in QC3. If I push again, you can see the LEDs here on the side shut off, and I am now going through and charging via USB-C. Now my laptop here takes a minute or two to recognize the charger. They're going through negotiation here. You can see we're now charging my laptop. The light on the laptop is on, and I would poke this again, but I don't want to turn on these 2 modes here, so you're just gonna have to deal with the backlight going to sleep here, but you can kind of see it in the camera there. So right now USB-C is charging at 20 point, we just changed here, 20 point something volts, and under half an amp or so. In my testing, the QC3 port is capable of up to 12 volts at 1.5 amps, or in lower voltages, greater amps. My testing with the QC3 triggered, I was able to pull 3.65 amps at 4.95 volts on the standard 2.4 amp ports, and is able to pull 2.7 amps at 5 volts. Voltage on these ports are started slightly higher at 5.29 volts with a low load. I don't have detailed analysis equipment to really test for USB-C, but what I can tell you is that it easily reaches that 64 watt claim when I had my charger hooked up. Unfortunately, my laptop here isn't that drained, so it's not charging at its maximum speed. It's near its end of its charge. In all my testing, as the graphs will show here, power was very stable. That was until my monitoring equipment needed a bit of a lower power to cool down. So the pros for me in this charger is it's got USB-C PD and up to 45 watt support, built-in LCD screen to let you know what's happening and how fast for all the ports. For a data nerd like me, that's really great. It's got a good design, fit, and finish, and it's useful. The cons are you're not able to use all the ports at one time. It's either USB-C and QC3 or QC3 and the 2 other USB ports. And then the charger's not intelligent enough to switch between all these. You have to manually push the button. For me, this is going to be my new main travel charger. With it, I can replace a separate charger for my laptop and phone and other USB powered devices. It fully supports different voltages, so you can easily plug this in or buy a different cable or use international adapters and use the adapter as your main charger. Until then, it's sitting in my nightstand. I'm using it to charge a lot of my mobile devices every day. This not only will work good to charge your mobile devices, but many of the Xtar battery chargers that I've reviewed here have the ability to charge via USB. This charger is a great power source for that. It's a charger I definitely recommend, and it's got a nice set of features here. As always, guys, thanks for watching my reviews. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. I'll also have a link to where you can find this on Xtar's website and other retailers depending on the country you're in. As always, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel so you don't catch the next review.